Okay, hello everyone and welcome. It has been about 2 weeks since I did my unboxing video and first impressions of the Arctis 7 headset. And I decided to wait a full 2 weeks before doing a review on this headset. Now overall, I would say that this headset's very good. I'm going to go through a couple cons and a bunch of pros, but for the most part, this is a very good headset. It's very reasonably priced and a lot of bang for your buck. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. Okay, so as before, when I did the unboxing, you can see all of your various knobs and inputs. Here's your power button. We will turn that on, and you get this green light. Now this is actually one of probably my first and most major con of this headset. This is your battery indicator light, and it is on the bottom of the headset. And right now it's green, which means it's between 100 and 50% battery. It'll go orange when it's 50 to 10%, and from 10% to 0% is red. But the problem is when you're wearing the headset, you can't see this blinking light because obviously it's on the bottom of your right ear. And so you can't tell what level the battery's at. Now, I know that it will probably have an indicator tone when the battery gets low, would be my only thing. I have not ran the headset that low, so I don't know that, but I'm assuming it has an indicator. But if it doesn't, then this is really inconvenient because you won't ever know when your headset is low on battery. And for that reason, they could have moved it somewhere else. And you have your mic boom here, which is, the mic works great. And when you turn it off, it has this red light that comes up right here. And that's when you mute the mic, which for the most part, unless I'm recording gameplay, I have my mic, curled in and not recording. But I've left it on when I'd rather mute it just because, But then you have the red indicator light. My idea for this was they should have put the indicator for the battery on the mic boom, because even when the mic boom is curled up, you can still see, if I turn this back on, you can still see the indicator light, and you see that out of your peripheral while you're wearing the headset. So if they put this and it just like a solid green light or something while the mic is engaged, then when you muted the mic, it could still turn red, or it could blink red, or blink whatever color, and that would show you the mic was off. But I don't know, that's just my pet peeve. I don't like the battery indicator on the bottom because I can't see it. But otherwise, I really like this headset. It has really good weight to it. It has really good sound quality. They show in their ad campaign people out on the streets listening to like music with it, presumably, which is fine. They don't have the best bass tones. See where I was going there. They don't have the best bass tones, but they're not designed for that. And as a gaming headset, you don't want a lot of bass because there's explosions and stuff that if you had a very bass-heavy headset, it would just destroy that. So the bass isn't terribly heavy, but the sound quality is brilliant. It's clear, it's crisp. It's really good. And it's a very comfortable headset. I can go 3 to 4 hours at least, as long as I don't touch, if I'm adjusting it constantly, then my ears will start to ache a little sooner, but without touching it, you can go 3-4 hours easily before your ear even thinks of aching. I mean, it's a very comfortable headset. So that's all very good things. I like the band, I like the metal construction. Like I said, it's very heavy. It stays with this shape is a little different than the 5 and the 3. It's a little more angular. The 5 and the 3 are a little more bowed, and this one's a little more flat, which I mentioned that in my unboxing, I believe, that I didn't know if I liked this more flat top design, but it actually makes a lot better grip that way, so it goes and it stays on your head better that way. I had a comment on my unboxing video, which thank you very much for commenting. I believe his name was Mr. Spooky Ghost. I'd like to thank him very much for commenting about this. He was asking about how you connect this to consoles, because obviously the headset is made for every, it's made for PC, it's made for mobile, it's made for Xbox, and it's made for PlayStation. And so as you've probably noticed, there is an Xbox One and a PS4 controller both sitting here, and I was going to show you how to hook them up. For the PS4, and this is the only way the PS4 works, because it does not support USB external devices plugging into the PS4. As with the Xbox One, you can plug your wireless fob, I don't know what you want to call that, wireless router piece. For the wireless part of the headset, you can plug this USB directly into your Xbox One, and then it will work as a full-on wireless headset. For the PlayStation 4, you need this cord, which this just has your standard 3.5mm headphone jack, and then this fancy little connector on the end, which hooks into the headset right there. And then all you do is you take this, your headphone jack, and you just plug it in to the bottom of your PS4 controller. And if this doesn't work right off the bat, it's because there's a setting on the PS4 that you have to go to. It's in your sound settings, and it chooses where the audio comes through, and it's just has chat volume coming through your headset because it's used to the standard little, I don't know where mine is right now, the standard little Sony headphone that comes with the console. It's used to just having that, so which doesn't have any game audio coming through it. So you want to go to that setting on your PS4, which is in your sound settings, and change it so that all the sound comes through your headset. And so that will route it so that the sound works and that your chat volume then also works. And anytime you plug it in after that, it will say something along the lines of chat transferred to headset, or chat control transferred to headset, or something like that. And so that's as easy as that is. You just plug it in, and then you have to change the setting in your PS4 if you haven't already ran a different headset with it, because I'm sure you have to change it for some other headsets. Now on Xbox One, as I just said earlier, you can plug the USB into your Xbox 360 and use it with the wireless function like you would on the PC, or you can do the same thing as the PS4 and simply take the headphone jack and plug it into there. Because the Xbox One controller also has the standard headphone jack on it for controls. And then you're all set to go there. I don't know if you have to change any settings for that. I don't think you do. But it'll be along the same lines of the PS4, just sound settings, change it so that all the volume goes through your headset instead of just the chat volume. Battery life has been exceptional. I usually, when I play for quite a few hours a night on this. Probably 5 hours a night or something at least. And usually I'll have this plugged in, which is your charge cable, USB to micro USB, very simple. Nice length, because it's not too long that it gets in the way, but it's the perfect length if you have a PC and it's on the floor or something. If you have a tower, you can plug it into that. Or if you have a laptop, it's a good in-between length, so it's perfect for everything. But anyway, I plug it in for usually the first hour I play every night, and then I unplug it, and it never goes out of the green. I've had it go into the orange once, and that was because I didn't plug it in for like a day or something. So far, battery life has been exceptional on this headset. And the last thing I kind of wanted to go over with, it's something I found really cool. On your little wireless jack, here, you have your USB that plugs it in. And then if you look at the back here, you have two more headphone jacks on it, and one says line out and one says line in. And so I wanted to test it. So here is another, this is off of a set of Beats headphones that I have. I took this and plugged this into the line in. And so you have it like that, and then you can plug this other end of this Beats cord into whatever you want. If you want to plug it into your phone, if you want to plug it into anything else that has a headphone jack that you want to play audio through. I'll demonstrate with this Zune here. Ooh, old school. This is the Halo 3 one, which is kind of cool. And so if you just simply plug this in, then since you're in your line in, that transfers wirelessly to the headset, because this is powered by your computer, so it's already on, it's already linked to your computer. This adds another input source, so you can play your music separately for, like, because I like to listen to music while I'm playing games, and sometimes I'll record gameplay, but then I was noticing that it would also record in the background of my computer if I played it on my computer. So if you play music through your phone and run it this way, then it doesn't record the music with the game audio. It will just record the game audio because that's all your computer is hearing, but you get to hear both, and you can mix it whether you want the audio louder or quieter on the music volume with your switcher right here, because this changes technically between your game and chat volume, which makes it so you can, which works with this. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but it does, which I thought was really cool. You can, in the same aspect, if you're closer to like this, then you don't want to hook that to your PS4, you can just hook this into here, and then you don't have a cord connected to your headset at all. And like, this cord's plenty long, and this works for the game volume. I don't know if this works for the chat function, because it's linked more as an input device, not a chat device, you know. So I don't think that'll work for chat volume, but it works if you're just like playing a game and you want the volume to run. You want the game volume, but you don't want a cord linked between this and this, because then maybe you just like take your headset off and go grab something, but you wouldn't have to if you hook it not onto this, because then you just like leave your headset on, go get whatever you need, come back, and you'll be fine. So overall, I find this a very appealing headset. It's very good, it feels very sturdy, it's very nice quality. Everything about this headset's very nice. The price was not terrible for a high-grade gaming headset, which is what I would call this, because it's honestly just a phenomenal headset throughout my experience with it so far. And I hope I've answered any questions you guys might have. I am planning on doing a review on my mouse here in the next day or two, and eventually we'll get to the computer. That one's a little more in depth, so I don't know when I'll get to that one. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I enjoy reading your guys' comments. I enjoy replying to them. If you would please give me a like or a comment, and it would be awesome if you guys would subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.